Hello and welcome to the next video. In this video I'm going to be talking about an experience I had while living in Tianjin, China. I'll call this the waiting for what? So this particular experience that I had was during my first stint out in China. So this would have been either 2011 or 2012. What had occurred was one of my coworkers at the time had invited me out to a bar. I believe it was one of the Helen's locations. If you haven't seen my video where I talk about Helen's is this was this all wood kind of speakeasy bar that was popular among locals and expats. Good prices, bench seating, just a kind of a cool, relaxing place to go to. That have some music, but it wasn't a club per se. Anyway. I'd gone out there, I think it was like one of the first times I had gone to that particular location, and this coworker of mine introduced me to some other people that they knew. And I recall sitting at one of the benches with at least two other expats that I had recently met. And one of them was from Canada, and don't remember his name, but I recall chatting with him and the other people at the table, and a lot of it revolved around what brought you to China, where are you from, how long have you been here, do you speak any Chinese, what do you think about life here, have you traveled anywhere, all the usual kind of stuff that expats discuss when they first meet. And I recall as the discussion kept on going, it seemed like a nice, good group of people, all friendly, including this Canadian expat. And one of the questions that got brought up was, how long have you been here? I mentioned, I was pretty new, about a year, 2 years in. He mentioned the time he was there, which I forget exactly, but it was a good amount of time, a few years at least. And one of the next questions was, how long do you plan on staying in China? And I mentioned, I like it. We'll see. I'll keep signing contracts as long as everything keeps going well and keep enjoying the life and so on. So when I had asked him what his time frame was, he said, "Well, I'm actually waiting for the statute of limitations to run out." Excuse me. I thought that was a little odd, and so of course I pressed him, "What do you mean?" And I do not believe he got into the specifics, but I recall that he elaborated saying there's something that I guess he's worried about going back to Canada and being charged for. So he's decided to live abroad for a few years while the statute of limitation for whatever this alleged activity was, etc., runs out, and once he's done, he'll go back to Canada to, reestablish his life there. I go, oh, interesting. Now, the rest of the night was a lot less awkward. There's not much discussion about that. And, night ended, everyone kind of parted ways, and that was it. Never heard from him again. I don't remember his name, never saw him again. It was just a very unusual experience to run into somebody who, excuse me again, who openly admitted to being a possible fugitive of the law in a foreign country, who was waiting for, I guess, the heat to pass on whatever it is that he allegedly had done. And if before anybody gets any funny ideas, most expats are not criminals on the lam from their home country or any country really. This is the one and only incident I had ever spoken to somebody about, heard about, seen, or etc. where somebody was doing that. So just want to put that out there so it's very clear. But it was just I remember it precisely because it was the one and only experience I ever had meeting someone who's in that situation. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed the story. See you in the next one.